Hi all, welcome back to another video. So this right here is the X3 M40i. Look at what I've got for you guys today. This is one of the rarest SUVs from BMW in India. See, X3 is common, but this is not X3. This is X3 M40i. That is one of the cars to receive the B58 engine with a set of 8-speed gearbox. So this one right here is not in its stock form. There is so much that's been done to this. This is like a sleeper build. From outside it looks very much stock, but while driving, guys, it's just wow. So let's get into the build of this particular X3 M40i. So before getting into the build details of this car, let me brief you about the X3 M40i. So this car got the same engine and gearbox as the M340i, that is the B58 3-liter 6-cylinder turbo engine, which puts down 360 horsepower and around 460 Nm of torque in the stock figures. So this car right here, after all the modifications and the stage 2 setup from Code6, puts around 470 wheel horsepower and 592 Newton meters of torque, which is dyno tested. So these are the figures of this car. So to put up this kind of figures, what has been done to the car? So let's start from the main part. So this car right here gets a Code6 stage 2 ECU tune and a XHP TCU tune to support the stage 2. And now, what else to support the software changes? The cooling system has been upgraded. So the cooling system is from CSF. So this includes both the radiator and the transmission cooler. So the stock's cooling system, that is around 24 or 28 mm, a plastic setup. The CSF cooling system which this car gets, and it's one of the first cars in India to get this setup too. So that is around 42 mm aluminum tank cooling setup that comes along with the transmission cooler as well. So what's the advantage of going with a cooling system like that? See, the car puts this kind of power and torque, like I told, 470 horsepower and 592 Newton meters of torque. So the car has to remain cool to have a consistent performance throughout. So for that very reason, a very good cooling system is required, thereby having a denser air, keeping the performance steady throughout the drive. So like I always tell, what's the point if I don't drive and then tell you guys the review how it is? So we know what's under the hood. I told you the power spec and all those things after the tuning and the build from Code6. So this one, the car, let me talk about the car in general. So the 40i series, all of them came with the B58 ZF gearbox, the 8-speed one. This two combination, makes the car really agile actually. And after the tune, like I told you, from the stock 360 horsepower, this car puts around 470 wheel horsepower, and guys, that is really immense. And the way this car moves around, oh my god, it's just beautiful. And talking about why no suspension upgrade, some of you might ask me. The thing is, the X3 M40i came with really good stiff suspension in India. If you see in your normal roads, the car tends to throw you away for no reason. It is that stiff. And the next generation which came, we never received in India, that one has the adaptive dampers. And the latest M340i got that is the DCC adaptive suspensions, like one I mentioned in the teen setup in Fortuner. Same around now this car, like I told, you have the cooling setup, you have the stage 2 setup putting around 470 wheel horsepower and around 592 Newton meters of torque, and that is immense. See, it just dares to pull you away like this the moment you start throttling. Oh. And this is one of the first car that I am driving which has a Dinan exhaust, catback exhaust, along with the mad downpipe. So mad downpipe is something that is seen throughout the BMWs that I have driven till date, but the catback, that is Dinan, that is one of its kind that I have seen till date. And guys, it sounds so amazing. The moment now I'm going to shift to sports. Okay, I shifted to sports right now. You can see how this car is going to blast around. People are moving away looking at the car coming. Oh my god. And guys, sorry for making the shoot at night. You know, I was kind of occupied during the day, and by the time we shot all the shots, it was almost night time. So, and I was going crazy personally driving this car around and finding a spot to review this. Oh my god, so beautiful. And now talking about the cooling setup that this car has. So this car is equipped with CSF, and it is India's first car to receive a CSF cooling setup. So CSF cooling setup is a 42 mm aluminium tank compared to the 24 or 28 mm plastic tank that the stock car received, and that also comes along with the transmission cooler setup. So this helps the car have a steady and consistent performance throughout the drive with this kind of power and torque. What happens is the air is going to remain dense and cooler always, thereby giving you a steady acceleration, steady performance throughout the drive. And then you also get this Dinan carbon intake. See, I'm not a fan of carbon intakes, but the intake, the Dinan one, it's a really good choice for this car, I feel, because the intake sound from outside, it's just wow. I'll add a clip at the last so you know how that one sounds like. And one more, the main thing, every time I tell everyone after you mod your car, that is a disc upgrade or your brake upgrade. It's very much important because you have to stop the car after having this kind of power, guys. So this car right here gets a BMW genuine M performance big brake kit, and this is the only car in India to have that. There's no other car in India to have CSF and this M performance big brake kit. And with all this together, guys, this car is just lovely. And I don't think so many of them had this X340i. X3 is there everywhere. X3 M45 is pretty rare. And I got a chance to drive a car that is boosted with more and more performance. So let me rev it one more round before I wind up this session of explanation. Sports mode. And here we go. Yeah. So that's it, guys, the drive experience, whatever I can share you at this point of time. See, I don't want to share a review to you guys. Instead, I want to share the review on this particular built car, not on your stock M3 or the M340 or the X340i that is in the market. I wanted to talk in specific about this car, and guys, I've almost come to a conclusion of that. So let's see some other specs that is yet to be done in this car. So let's get to that. Now that you know about the cooling system that this car has, let me tell you some other modes, hardware changes that has been done. So this one gets a Dinan carbon intake system to breathe in more, to put down this kind of power and torque, and along with that you also have upgraded spark plugs, iridium ones from NGK, and also the turbo inlet has also been upgraded from Dinan itself. So there is one more exciting thing from Dinan. I'll be showing you that at last. That's the most exciting part of this car right here. The most important part, and one of the things that you can find in the exteriors of this BMW, that is the upgraded brake kit, big brake kit from M Performance itself. And this is the only car to have an upgraded M Performance brake. That only car in the sense, the only X3 M40i to have a big brake kit from M Performance. And guys, the stopping power is amazing. And that is one important thing I always tell when you have this kind of power and torque figures. Should never settle down on brakes. And this car gets a very nice brake kit, a big brake kit, that too from M Performance. Now what about the suspension is you would be thinking. So this suspension right here is a very good stiff setup, and it handles this kind of power and torque beautifully. Corners are amazing. The way the power goes onto the road, all those things are amazing with the stock setup itself. And if you know about the 340i series of cars, almost the M340i as well as the X3 gets a real good stiff suspension back in the day, that is the 2022 and the 2023 cars. The most exciting part of this build, that is the exhaust system, and what's a BMW without an exhaust after this kind of build. So this car right here gets a matte downpipe, and this is a very common term amongst all the BMW builds I have come across, and a Dinan Catback exhaust system. So this is something unique that I have seen across all the builds. This exhaust, guys, sounds beautiful according to me. Beautiful exhaust notes, the pops are so amazing, and the way the car drives is also amazing. I personally like the note from inside as well. So this now is a Dinan system. So what's the point of me telling it sounds wow good and all as such? Check out how this sounds like and put your thoughts in the comments so that I know that I'm telling you guys the right thing about this exhaust here. So now what's pending on this build? Two things. One is a custom forged wheels. Obviously the owner wanted to make it look aesthetically more appealing, and then an aero kit specific for this car. So these are the two pending things. So guys, this is about this particular build. We have covered almost all aspects of this build. So this car is built by Code6 Bangalore at CarMed, and you guys want any details regarding such a build for your BMW, just mention your name and Insta ID in comment section. We'll be coming across and helping you guys with the build. And I would like to thank CarMed Bangalore for lending me this car today for the review. What an amazing experience, guys. Very crazy car. Thank you.